Now we have listened to a panel that are in various ways experts on Russia. We had the Lithuanian ambassador, who has, I think, been here before, and he has a long list of various foreign minister, defense minister, and what have you. And then Ola Billger from FRA, the intelligence agency, and then Thomas Nilsson from the military intelligence. And then, did I forget some name? I think not. So the three of them were comparing notes, and someone from the industry side. Yes, sorry.
From Airbus.
I think that the conclusion that we could draw that all of them were portraying Russia as a long-term threat, even to the point of having, I think, at least one of the speakers saying that this is something for the next generation to inherit from us. Because it's not going away. Nothing of this, of the threat as we see it now, is going away. No quick fixes exist. We have to count on Russia to remain for a long time the big security challenge for our part of Europe, especially at least, or not least, in the case of Northern Europe, i.e. Sweden and Finland and Baltic states, etc. I was thinking when I was listening to this that being NATO members is a mixed bag. It's an asset from a security point of view because we are counting on the Article 5 to mean that we are sharing now with 32 other countries, 31 other countries, the joint challenge. But we're also asked as members to provide security to others. So it's a mixed bag. And the question then, of course, arises as to what is the net combined effect of the two aspects, being recipient and the receiving end of NATO defense, helping us defend against or deter and defense against Russia. On the other hand, asking us to feel co-responsible for the security of Baltic states or other NATO member states in a way. That kind of discussion, I think, should need to be carried out more often because it's analytically important. The main takeaway now, or I should say also, I was missing one aspect from the discussion, which is the nuclear dimension. There was no mention of the nuclear threat and the way Russia's nuclear threat as a nuclear power has shifted over time and could be expected perhaps to come back as a more acute threat, as alongside with uh, Russian defeats on the conventional battlefield in Ukraine. This is something that I expect in my analysis, and I think that this could have been worth discussing more. It's a question of doctrines, how it is expressed, but it's also a question of intelligence. What are they actually doing? Other than to place Russian nuclear weapons in Belarus, for example, as a response to the nuclear sharing arrangement within NATO and the discussion that we are having in NATO concerning the French nuclear deterrence and the British nuclear deterrence in addition to the US. So there are parallel developments on the two sides. And that, I think, is a dimension that could have been discussed more. But in conclusion, a very interesting discussion, of course, with a heavy emphasis on the long-term nature of the Russian threat and the way it calls for much more resilience work on our side, especially in the cybersecurity area, where the Russian trend is to make the whole society kind of threat with using all assets that the nation has, and we have to respond similarly. And there is a lot of lesson more to be learned from that. So, in brief, that.